Wow. Okay, so let's get to this one story. So I told this story. I'm doing these TikTok stories, right?
Yep.
And look, everyone's got stories in their life, but I have to go through and go, okay, well, what's kind of interesting of this one? And one night I came home and I'm like, okay, well, I got to do one. There's that. I'll tell this story. And it blows up. It was the big Jason Bateman story. And it goes really viral for all the reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
And people were like, everyone has an opinion, for sure. So tell me, what was your remembrance? I mean, obviously, he was on Silver Spoons and then It's Your Move. And I think they shot right next to you guys.
Yeah, you're right next door to us. Yeah, right next door.
Let's start off first with what's your relationship with Bateman? How do you know him? And
I know Bateman since a kid, being a child from his sister. His sister on Family Ties. That's how I know Bateman. That's how I know him. Jason.
Okay.
Was from his sister, Justine Bateman.
Right.
And he was always a lot smaller, So he didn't quite, because see, I had the reputation of you don't mess with him because he's gonna get you if you mess with him. Because Ricky and Alfonso used to always like throw pee at me and stuff like that. They do crazy stuff, dude. Fill water balloons full of pee, and so I would always take them and tear them up, and then they would run to their bodyguard, and have him protect them. I'm like, your bodyguard gonna be there forever. I'm gonna get you later, and I'll always get him later. They set my car alarm off. So when Justin Bateman was on the show, that's how I knew he was there, and I've known him for years from his sister. So, but he was always had some snide comments. Justin, he's always had when he was little. Yeah, he had snide little comments, and I was closer to you than I was to him. So when you were there that day, I remember, you were saying, and I was like, okay, let's go get him then. Because I'm there to back you up. You're my buddy. I'm like,
you were absolutely my buddy. Yeah, right or die.
Let's go get him, man. Yeah. I don't mind it, man. What are you gonna do to me? Nothing. Because he couldn't do nothing to me, you know what I mean? So, that was great, man.
He was so funny because but it's like a lot of comments are like, They went and did research, and they're like, Todd and Patrick were like 4 years older than Jason. This seems like they were the bullies. And it's like, unless you were around Jason, he could be really, really mean.
Yeah, he was. He could say very snide comments to you. Like, he would cut you low. You know what I mean? And people don't understand is you're not a fighter, really. You're the kind of guy that just wants to be nice and have a good time. And that was the problem. He started picking on you, and he could be very mean and cutthroat. But to me,
thanks for the backup. Yeah, it's like, well, you were the biggest one out of all of us.
Yeah.
Alfonso Ribeiro, who was on the show, he was always like smaller. He's big now, but he was like always tiny. Same with Rick. And it was just sort of like, it was a weird world back then where, again, we all knew each other, but we were all like professional.
Oh, yeah.
We were at work.
Yeah.
But we're kids.
Yep.
So,
we're kids.
So, Todd and I threw him into the garbage can.
Oh,
and he was younger than us, but he was a really mean person.
Yeah.
And the thing about it now.
Yeah. Well, because I did the live Diff'rent Strokes with him. He was there. We talked for a bit. He's all right, but everyone's still with me with my reputation. They're like, shh. Be nice to that guy. He's a little bit crazy sometimes if you mess with him.
It's the Patrick LabyorSheaux, Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.